Hey, this is Matt once again. We're about to another video. It got a little bit lighter. It's been pretty cloudy in recent days, but anyway, this is the last of the requests from my friend Efree, who sent in 5 requests. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, whether it be a topic, tier list, ranking, review, re-review, thought streams, commentaries, whatever the case may be, feel free to send in. I'll get to as soon as I possibly can. For those who sent them, thank you. I do appreciate it. Try to get these out there as soon as possible. But this is for the 1986 film Quicksilver. Now, Quicksilver, this is a film I've heard of throughout the years. I knew it starred Kevin Bacon. You also have Paul Rodriguez in the film, and a few others. Jamie Gertz from The Lost Boys, she's in the film. Larry Fishburne, Lawrence, but he was Larry here. He's in it for a little bit. And I guess this is a film that when it came out, didn't really do anything critically or box office wise. And I don't know if this is true, but I heard like the Kevin Bacon, like they're not really big fans of the film. Now watching it, I didn't mind the movie. I thought it was okay. I thought it was a decent film. Yes, I do think that if you want a bike messenger movie that I think is better, yes, I do think Premium Rush is better. It's definitely much more faster paced, much more action packed. But this one has been. The problem I have with the film is at times it doesn't know what it wants to be. Like, it wants to be this drama about a guy who screwed up, lost everything, and it's kind of his road to redemption. And to get back on his high horse, on his 2 feet. But then it's also about this crime movie with this drug dealer, and he's got to protect this girl. So it wants to be this drama, but then it kind of wants to be this action movie, but then it wants to be, it's like, so it's like, it felt like competing movies trying to force their way into one, and I don't think it makes a cohesive whole, but it makes for a decent time to watch. Because I do think, number one, Kevin Bacon does a very good job in the role. He plays this guy who works the stock market, and sadly one day he lost the money. Not just his money, but his family savings. And he's pretty much done. And I do like the guy who plays his dad. Sadly, he's not in it a whole lot. In fact, that whole thing kind of just dropped because there's one more scene with the mom and dad, and then you never hear from them again. I guess I thought since we saw the dad earlier, he would play much more of an important part. Because Kevin Bacon comes home, and the other dad's like, hey, we could take a punch. There'll be other days, son. And be very optimistic. Kevin leaves. He comes back to do something and sees that his dad is secretly crying. So, of course, Kevin Bacon does a good job. That kind of gut punch and what he inadvertently did to his family. He didn't do it on purpose, of course, but definitely makes you feel bad for the situation. And again, Kevin Bacon does a good job. And eventually he becomes a bike messenger. I would like to have seen the beginnings of that. Kind of a guy get into the business, the ups and downs of the business, maybe some close calls, like he's got to ride the bike fast, so maybe some close calls, maybe a little bit of like the different types of things he's got to do, and just him learning the business. Again, I would like to have seen a bit of that, but it cuts to he's been doing it for a bit. I don't know how long it's been. I don't know if they mentioned how long he's been doing it, but enough that he knows the people there. Like Paul Rodriguez, he's a very likable character because he's a very optimistic character. He's a guy that doesn't want to be a bike messenger all his life, and he wants to have a hot dog stand. And his wife is pregnant, and he's always optimistic. He's always looking at the bright side of stuff, or brighter side of stuff. Jamie Gertz is the new girl in town. Again, Jamie Gertz, I remember from The Lost Boys. among other films, and going to potentially be a love interest, of course, for Kevin Bacon's character. Larry Fishburne, he's another bike messenger, but he's a bit of an asshole, and he does jobs for this drug dealer guy. He does the business you're not supposed to, so he can make a bit more money. So it shows kind of the bit of him, Kevin Bacon, within this business. Like he's with this girl, and she's a ballet dancer, and he's trying to dance with her while he's on his bike. They set up this drug dealer. The movies were introduced this drug dealer named Gypsy. I will say what's kind of weird with this film. I can imagine if you're a bike messenger, you this movie might make you mad because it makes it seem like if it's such a demotion if you're a bike messenger. Like, come on, there's better stuff in life, and you can't be a bike messenger, and there's more to it than this. And again, they make it such a demotion. So I wonder if there are bike messengers who actually do like doing this, either because of the adrenaline or the rush. It's like you can't just be a bike messenger. Which, do they have that nowadays? Is that still a thing? A bike messenger? I don't know if that's a thing nowadays. I'm actually kind of curious. Are bike messengers still a thing nowadays? I tell you, I'm just kind of curious. Yeah, I guess so. I've accepted a 5 day a week bike messenger job. Don't wear cotton. Don't use Google Maps navigation. Only look at your current location and destination. Huh. Okay. So yeah, it's still a thing. It's just something you don't really hear about nowadays. I guess other than Premium Rush, which was, God, was it like 20? It's been a while. I do want to rewatch that movie one day because I do remember really liking it, but I haven't seen it in forever. But I do like the. I wish we could have even learned more about this whole business of the bike messaging because I do think it's interesting, and there's some really good scenes, and a lot of it seems like it's Kevin Bacon doing it, bicycling through the cars, and there's one bit he's driving, he almost get hit by a car, and he kind of yelling at the guy. There's a bit between him and Larry Fishburne where they're going to do a race, and really well done stunt work. And you tell that these guys, Kevin is doing a lot of the writing. I don't know all, but a lot of it. And just they really show the speed, and it's well edited, and kind of the close calls that they both get into, and kind of the issues with, for example, Larry Fishburne's character trips, and then Kevin's able to get the turn better. But on the flip side, there's this uphill where Kevin's trying to really push upward while Larry got a vehicle hanging on to it and riding along with it. So, sadly there's not a whole lot of bicycle riding scenes, but when they're there, they're pretty exciting, pretty adrenaline pumping. Again, they really do show the speed that these guys are riding in and the danger. At least it's. But at that point, Lawrence Fishburne and this guy Gypsy had a bit of a falling out. So he takes this opportunity to hit the guy, and Fishburne's character dies. Sorry, spoilers. I don't know I spoil that, but. And then throughout the film, the rest of it, it's either Kevin Bacon dealing with Jamie Gertz, who the drug dealer kind of wants a piece of her, or it's Kevin Bacon helping out Paul Rodriguez, who's trying to get a loan. He just keeps getting denied, and Kevin gets the idea They finally go back to the stock market trade to try to get some money to help Paul because this is his dream, and also he's got a baby on the way and to help him out. So it kind of goes back between those two things. Now the stuff between him and Jamie Gertz, I don't know, I was kind of indifferent on it. It was probably the least interesting thing to me was the stuff between him and Jamie Gertz. I mean, I actually would have been fine if it was just the drug dealer is paranoid because Kevin Bacon saw this, and then he's debating whether he should take Kevin Bacon out or shouldn't take Kevin Bacon out. Should he let it go? He's not saying anything, but what if he eventually does? Because there's this nice bit where Kevin Bacon's at his place and he looks outside and he sees a car and it's the drug dealer, Gypsy. And it transitions from day to night, so you realize that the guy's been out in the car outside the whole time, and it looks like Kevin Bacon's been watching the whole time as well. And it develops this kind of nice tension of, this guy's willing to wait the entire day in his car, and that definitely gives Kevin Bacon a bit of a pause, a bit of a worry. And to be perfectly honest, you could have taken the whole Jamie Gertz character out of it, because I just didn't think she was that interesting of a character. She's a new person, but it doesn't really go into the ups and downs of being a new bike messenger, and she almost gets hit at one point, and then he fixes her bike and puts something to make her ride faster, but that's about as much as he did of her being a new bike messenger. And I'm nothing against the actress, but I just didn't give a shit about the character. I really didn't care. Again, I would have actually preferred if it was just a bit more simplified story. Just like it's trying to be this love story, and then it's trying to be dealing with this drug deal, and it's trying to be a guy trying to work. And then I think it's trying to work too many. There's trying to be too many cooks in the kitchen, so the final product isn't as well baked as it could be, in my opinion. But there's enough goods in here that I don't think it's a bad movie. Far from it. I think it's a good one. I liked it. Because I think Kevin Bacon does a good job. I think the bicycling sequences are very well handled, well directed. Paul Rodriguez, he was, like I said, a very likable character. The chase at the end is very cool, very nice. The stock market stuff, I never cared about stock market stuff in movies. Whether it be Trading Places, Wall Street, even this one, because I can never understand what the fuck they're doing. Even in this movie, I can't understand what the fuck they're doing. Buy this, sell that, do this, buy this, sell this, sell, now buy. And because it's like I'm watching Chinese algebra. It's like I'm watching Russian trigonometry. It's like I'm trying to read Japanese. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I don't know what the fuck's happening. And so I just lose interest. I just get lost. So I hate the stock market shit in movies. Because I just don't understand it. I just don't get it. I just know that they either succeed or they fail because of their reaction. But spoiler alert, big spoilers. He does succeed. He gets the money for Paul, gives it to him. Jamie Gertz is chased by the drug dealer. These other bicyclers try to help her. One of them gets wounded. She gets chased. She goes to Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon says, stay here. Then one thing leads to another, and you get this big chase between Kevin Bacon and the drug dealer. Now, the guy who plays the drug dealer, he did a fine enough job. He was believable enough. The chase scene is very fun. It's very high speed, good close calls. There's this bit where he's trying to get back up on this dot and he can't, so he's got to roll under it, and the car's trying to get nearer and nearer towards him. he's able to outwit the bad guy, outwit him, and get him to actually drive off this embankment to his death. Now again, I thought that there was going to be more with his dad, because other than the beginning, there's just one other scene with Kevin Bacon talking with his parents and admitting, hey, I saw you that day, you were crying, and he just doesn't want to talk about it. And the mom doesn't really say anything about it. It seemed like she's going to say something, but she doesn't. And then there's really no resolution to that. I honestly think it would have been better if he did stay as a bike messenger and go, no, I really enjoy this and I really like this. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a legitimate job. But it feels as if, no, him being part of the stock market, now it's a happy ending. It's like, oh, okay. I mean, he's able to get money back for his family and money for Paul Rodriguez, so that's successful. Like, that should be the win alone and finding love, but no, I guess with the way they're dressed, it seems like they're also out of the. Again, they really do make it seem like if you're bike messenger, you're in the shits. So I don't know about that. I mean, if you enjoy it, it seems like a legitimate job. I mean, but it is what it is. So it was a bit of annoying that people kept giving him a hard time. Like his buddy kept trying, who was with the stock market, kept trying. No, what you don't do, ride a bike for the rest of your life? And I'm like, it's probably would be better because you're going to get your exercise. It's probably going to be a lot less stress. There's going to be a lot less moments to lose all your fucking money. So maybe in the long run, it would be better for him to be a bike messenger and not the stock market, but not in this movie. So that was a bit weird, but Kevin Bacon does a solid job. A lot of good acting moments from him. Paul Rodriguez, like I said, very likable. I know I'm repeating myself, but it bears repeating because he was definitely an asset, a positive, good side to this movie. The music I thought fit the film well. I even like the way the title comes up, where there's like this laser around the Q for Quicksilver. That was a nice little touch. The bicycling scenes, I wish there were more of them, but the ones that are there are well directed, well handled. And I do think it's a decent film. I do think it's a decent movie. Again, sometimes I feel like they try to put one too many movies into the same movie. The Jamie Dirt stuff, I don't think was needed. But, and the other stuff I already mentioned. But overall, I liked it for what it was. That was decent. And, yeah. I don't know what else to say. It's a decent film. So thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye for now.